podcast is powered by Hype Girl. Hype Girl was born out of our passion and love for inspiring amazing women just like you. There is no superpower quite like being a woman, so we have made it our mission to create spaces, events, and tables where there is always room for one more, and all are always welcome. Come find out more about it at hypegirl.us.
Hey besties, it's almost time for the 6th annual Hype Girl International Women's Day celebration on Friday, March 6, 2026. So go online to iwd2026.eventbrite.com or onto our website at hypegirl.us for all of the details. And now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Do It Ugly podcast. Here are your hosts, Stacey Lyon and Jenny King.
Hey ladies, I have a special guest in the studio with me today. This is the OG, the original bestie, who is in town visiting me from Maryland by Maryland. Ladies, this is my old bestie, Lynn. So welcome to the studio. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. And just remember, you will always be older.
I will always be older by 11 months.
But I'm so glad to be here. I'm really excited that we were able to come and visit.
I'm so excited that you are here with your amazing son and your awesome hubby, and that you made the drive way out of the way to come visit us here in Myrtle Beach.
Well worth it for our visit today with your mom and dad.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, ladies, you may be thinking, I don't know who Lynn is. What's going on? But let me assure you, I have thrown out many an Easter egg about this incredible lady. If you have heard comments such as, hey, Lynn, do you remember when you caught your shoe on fire? This is the Lynn that comment was about.
Or our limited days.
Oh, yeah. When we talked about Pidla, Perfectly Dressed Limited Associate, I think there was a shout out during that comment as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
An avid listener to the show. And to that, I have to say, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry. What keeps bringing you back every Friday?
Just these kinds of stories, of course. And to hear you laugh.
So there's probably many women out there that would like to hear a story of two from back in the vault, back in the old days about Stacey as a teenager. So I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite story when you think back to all the shenanigans we got up to together in the 80s?
The legal one?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Or even the 90s, because you guys, we went to high school and to college together.
One of the best memories I have of you is when we went to Cape May together.
Oh, okay.
So we went to Cape May with your mom and your dad and your sister, and we were there for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the longest running backgammon tournament I had ever encountered in my life. And I definitely fixed up my skills. But if you remember, we took our bicycles to go ride down to the beach. Your mom and dad gave us permission to go. And we were there trying to pick up boys on the boardwalk.
I should come up sometime, see me.
Were we successful?
We were successful, but then remember, a couple days later, our boyfriends came down to Cape May to visit us and spend a couple days.
So we were trying to have our cake and eat it too. Is that what you're saying?
Always on vacation.
I mean, yeah.
It didn't happen often.
Count on vacation before you're married?
No, not before you're married.
Before
Good heavens, we were in high school. Let's remember that.
Definitely, let's remember that. I'm glad you brought up that memory.
That was a great time.
That was a fantastic time.
And Cape May, what a beautiful place.
It was indeed. That was my family went to vacation there every
year?
summer
Right.
for quite a long while, and it's just a beautiful spot on the New Jersey coast line, and it was kind of a sleepy old town where when you got there, you parked the car and you either walked or you rode your bike everywhere. And so it was pretty awesome to have a little bit of freedom where we were able to get on our bikes and ride downtown and shop. Or
that's exactly what made it so special, was that you didn't have to worry about getting hit by a car or horrible things that happened in the 80s to children, because you just hopped on your bike. Yeah. We rode down the street and then we went right along the boardwalk. The house you guys stayed in was super close to the boardwalk, and then you just parked the bike. And then you could walk or ride, and then you came home. And it was not like, where have you been? It was, oh, what'd you do?
Yeah, it was a safe time.
Safe, completely safe time.
And then we would come home and play Boggle on the front porch with my grandmother and her best friend since first grade.
Yeah.
Aunt Shirley. And
then inside, your dad had the backgammon ready for us.
Yes, and we were always competing for intergalactic backgammon champion, right?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Your sister was pretty good at it back then, too.
She still is. And her son, my nephew Tate, is really good as well. In fact, I think Tate may have the family trophy right now for backgammon, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, my Lord.
A couple Christmases ago, we had a trophy made. And so it travels around between the family now. So there's an actual intergalactic backgammon champion trophy.
It's quite an honor to be able to have that trophy.
It is.
I hope Tate understands the pressure he's under to maintain that.
I'm sure he does. It's like part of the initiation process in the family is you have to be raised up from a young age to play backgammon.
Oh, gosh, for sure.
Tell everybody at home a little bit about you. Like, introduce yourself because, of course, I know how amazing you are, but let's brag on you a little bit.
So I am almost a native of Maryland. I spent the first 2 years of my life in Long Island, where our family is from in Copeg. And then we came to Maryland because my dad had a job opportunity. So I grew up as a Maryland girl in a town called Severna Park. And that is where my family lived until the mid-90s. And my dad took another job and moved out to St. Louis. But I stayed behind and I had just gotten married. I am a researcher and I am proud to be a employee of October 1st for 30 years.
Woohoo!
I love to solve puzzles and I love to try to help.
You are also a brilliant biologist and a author of how many papers?
I think I'm at like 17, 23. I forget.
Okay, so for all of us normal people, I'm going to ask you to try to dumb this down and tell everybody, what are you working on right now?
So right now we are working on erythropoiesis, which very simply said is blood cell development. And as we know, our blood cells are developed inside of our bones and our bone marrow. We are trying to determine the interactions that our blood cells play with our immune cells in order to rally our body in times of inflammation and illness, where they get the call to order to come in and tame our bodies down. So that's the gist of it. And it comes down to things like regulating body temperature and the benefits of regulating body temperatures prior, let's say, before a bone marrow transplant or before a chemotherapy treatment, because, you know, what goes into our body perhaps should be closer to the temperature of our body, so that it's not such a shock to our body.
Wow, I actually understood that. Thank you.
Yes.
Maybe I'm smarter than I thought I was.
But other than that, I spend the day playing in a lab and I absolutely love it.
Well, and you're very naturally gifted at it.
Thank you.
I remember since we were young, you always dreamed of doing something in the medical field.
Yes.
And so you are living your dream.
As you are.
I am very lucky in the last 4 years that I've been able to do that.
So I don't know if you remember when Nelson and I had the townhouse and we had newly brought it in.
Okay.
And you told Nelson, because we were like, oh my gosh, it's the first time owning a home. And oh my gosh, I don't know how to decorate. And you told Nelson that we were going shopping.
Okay.
And we went and you knew our budget, you knew what we were spending, you know, what we could spend on. And you came home to my home that you and I had spent the day out. And we had just gone to the furniture store that was in Pasadena and had picked up a few things. I think we even ended up at IKEA and picked up a few things. And so, I mean, we were young, early 20s. And by then, even, it was evident that you were going to have design in your life forever.
Babe.
And, you know, it's just looking at your house here, and it's obvious that you get it definitely a bit from your mom and dad with all of their flair.
Yeah.
It's just so cool to be able to see you now as an adult. A real adult, but to be able to see like all that we knew was in your head and your passion and everything, be able to see on walls. And when you send me pictures and your Instagrams where you show all the designs, it's just like, I I remember when
Yes.
that was just a dream for you. And I just think
Yes.
it's super duper cool.
I've always loved fashion and design way back in the day when we were the cool girls working at the Limited in our perfectly dressed Limited associate outfits. I've always loved color and pattern and fashion. And so, yeah, isn't it interesting that it took me so long to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up?
Even think about it in your plumbing industry days, and that you were able to see a flair for fixtures and faucets. And I'll never forget that when my parents bought all of the faucets from you when they did the Virginia Beach house.
Okay.
And on the faucet in the bar, when I got to see everything installed, my dad said to me, "Look how sexy this faucet is." Stacey knew exactly what I was looking for. And I'm like, "It's a faucet, Dad." He's like, "No, the line is so sexy." And I'm like, "Okay, weirdo." But it's that idea of that you saw. Obviously, you guys were talking on the phone. It's not that you went to the house, you saw pictures and you figured out what he wanted. And it was on his bar, for heaven's sakes. And he just thought it was the coolest, most sexy faucet with sexy.
So a lot of faucets can be sexy, but I'm so glad Dad V was happy.
You know what
with
I mean?
that.
It was just so funny. And when they bought the house in Millersville, he made a comment and he was like, "I didn't bring my set from home."
Do you have a picture of it? I should get him one for him.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, but they don't have a bar now. I don't think they have a bar.
Maybe we need a sexy kitchen faucet for them.
I know, but isn't that funny? So you've always had that flair. And I think more than anything that I just have totally seen come out in this time of your life is that no, it's not a plausible answer for you right now. And
Facts.
Right?
Ding.
And it didn't matter what it took, whether it meant still working a job and trying to start your business, or now it's, trying to juggle your customers, because anybody who owns a business knows that. But then it's still like time for you to volunteer and time for you to be able to spend time with the kids and Mike when he's home. And it just shows, one, how passionate you are about the design business, and also how you're not going to let your values of family and home, really, they don't take the back seat. You just divvy it all up and slide it all in.
And that's a huge change for me because, for many, many years, my priorities were out of whack.
We're still developing.
We are. When we know better, we do better.
That's right. And that's a perfect example. So for somebody who thinks, "Oh my God, I can't do it all," you can. You just got to slice your pie properly.
Or you have to make decisions and prioritize what's important to you and what's not, and what to let go of. You can't always have it all, but you can have everything that is important to you.
Exactly. And I think I would say, I believe this for both of us, if we have grown up, is that we have realized truly what's important and what is really not needed.
Yes.
And then whether that be in business or personal or any of that level. Yeah, so maybe it took me a little bit longer to grow up, develop, whatever. But now it's like, yeah, I want those people around. I want that idea that it's not going to be like, "Oh, what do you mean you don't want to do this?"
Yeah.
I want those like-minded people in my circle.
I think it took us maybe a little longer than most to learn how to create healthy boundaries for ourselves and to not just be people pleasers.
Yeah, I still struggle with that people pleasing thing. I've
Same.
never been good with that, but
we're getting better.
No, we are getting better. And sometimes I know the word no. I use it a few times.
Yeah. The word no still feels ooky to me.
Right.
But what I'm trying to do is to take a pause or a breath instead of my knee-jerk reaction is like, "Yes, sure, I'll come in, I'll do it all. I'll do this, I'll do that. What do you need? Put me in, coach." So I'm trying to take a breath where I can like have a little internal dialogue like, "What are you doing?"
And does that work for you?
Wait a minute. It's 100,000 degrees outside. Are you really volunteering to be outdoors for 8 hours, doing
Weeding.
whatever? Like, think about your limitations and your health and like, do you want to do this? Does this bring you joy? I'm going to recondo some of those things,
Yeah,
and if the answer is no, I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But I'm still not just like, no. I always do feel like I have to justify it
and added an I'm sorry. And
Do you limit yourself as to how many no's?
no, I'm not there yet. I haven't said it enough. I haven't figured that out. No, but I have realized in the last couple of years that your health and the health of your family around you really is so important. And that if you don't have that, nothing else really matters. And so that has really helped me try to stick to my priorities of God, family, then career. Because so many years I was upside down and everything was career, career, career. And then if there was anything left, then it would trickle down to family and whatever. Usually I was so tired by then, I just fell into bed. But
No, exactly. For years, I worked 7 days a week in the lab, and I would come home and the kids would already be in bed and Nels would have taken care of dinner, and I would try to squeeze in some mom time somewhere. And it took me, now that unfortunately they're both grown, so I missed out on a lot of this, but on weekends where I would not be going into work, my kids would be like, don't you have to go to work? And that was because Nelson was sure to do the fun things. And so, they used to say, Dad's the fun dad. And I always took that as, oh, I'm so thankful that he's able to do that. So, because I'm so psychotic about work. But now I'm like,
yeah,
probably should have slowed down a little bit and been the fun parents.
Yeah.
Not the fun dad.
I get that. For so many years when the kids were little, I traveled and was on an airplane. Monday to Friday was gone, and we had a nanny, and Mike was Superman.
Mike was Superman.
And I really missed out on a lot of important moments to me. And so now I'm just trying to savor every moment I can while they're still at home and take advantage of that time with them. Most days, I mean, they are teenagers, so sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Well, and that's kind of like how I feel now, like with Jack. So Mark working a lot of nights and stuff. Jackson and I have started doing, as silly as it sounds, when I get home from work, we do a craft. One night a week, nothing crazy.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? And it's just funny, and we laugh, and then we make a simple dinner together so that when Mark comes home from work, we can all eat and then go to bed. And it's super fun and it's silly, and he's not 6 anymore and I'm not younger.
Yeah.
But we're still able to talk about our days, and I might be a little late on it, but
you're still bonding. And
I do love
connecting.
that. We have super fun. So how do you guys do that with like Mike's schedule? And obviously, where do you truly get your family?
Over the weekend. When
Your
he's
family
here.
bonding time.
Mike is traveling most weeks out of town overnight. When he comes on the weekend, it's family time. I don't work on Saturdays or Sundays anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Had to shut it down because that's the only time the 4 of us can be together.
Okay.
And so the kids don't always want to be with us, which is a new thing in our life. Like I'm used to, hey, we're going to go out to dinner. And when we go out to dinner, that means 4 of us. Now they're like, can you just bring us takeout? And we're like, what? But now we're like, oh, we can have a date night. And then we can bring home dinner and then have, board game nights or whatever.
Yeah.
Watch a movie. Like Mike is obsessed with old movies, and he loves doing what he calls a moviecation, like a movie education with the kids. So I joke and say he tortures them with some of the old 80s because not all of them held up. Let me just tell you. We just sat down last weekend and watched Forrest Gump, which the kids had never seen before. So yeah, there was some of that part, a few like cringy moments, but for the most part, that totally held up. And Amelia really liked it. And then the weekend before that, we showed her Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, what did she think of that?
Because her marching band this year for the season, their show is based on Edward Scissorhands and the music from the movie. And so I was like, well, you should probably know what you're playing and what's going on. She loved it.
Good.
And I hadn't seen it in years.
I think I've only seen that movie once. Like when
it was basically so old it was new to me because I didn't remember what happened the first time around.
Between Edward Scissorhands and Willy Wonka, probably mixes in a little bit.
Willy Wonka. Maybe.
I know, me too. And now as they get older, like of course Victoria's in her late 20s, and so we try to do a family dinner once a week.
Nice.
And so she comes in, it's like everybody be at XYZ restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're working, you can go, it doesn't matter. And we make sure the time works for everybody. And sometimes after that, we run to Target, run to Walmart, whatever.
Target run. Woohoo. Who doesn't love that?
Right. Or we go and grab some yogurt, then we hug and everybody goes about. But at least it's like we just get that time and everybody dumps.
Connect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really quick, because I just realized not everybody probably knows who you're talking about in your family dynamic. So run down the players for everybody really quickly, would you?
Okay. So I have a 28-year-old daughter, Victoria, and I have a 21-year-old son, Jackson, and my husband is Mark.
And you also referred to Nels.
And Nelson was my first husband. And unfortunately, we lost him in 2021 to glioblastoma. Yes, and we still talk about him every day, a lot.
All the time.
All the time.
He's beloved, for sure. And I like to have fun fact that Nelson and I actually went to elementary school together. So he and I knew each other before you and I met in high school.
And his brother.
Oh, and his brother. His younger brother was my grandmother's favorite student who taught ELA in, I want to say 4th, 5th, 6th grade.
That's what, early 80s.
So yeah, our families go back together a long time. But Lynn and I met in high school because we were both in the marching band.
Like band geeks.
We always called them band wallies.
Band wallies, right.
Geeks back then.
Yeah, now it's band geek.
I don't think anybody else that I've ever met has used the term band wally. I don't know where the wally part came from, but that's what we always refer to it as.
It had always been, even when I was in middle school, in high school, you were a band wally.
I don't know if that's just a Maryland thing.
It's a Maryland thing.
Anyway, we are proud band wallies.
We had a great time.
We did have a great time.
It's where I met my first husband. It's where I met my best friend. And now, think of it, we last year lost our band director and we gathered for his memorial service. There were probably 300. I mean, it was bumper to bumper people. They had to separate the funeral home. We had the entire funeral home and they separated the rooms by graduation year in clusters. So you could find your friends that you hadn't seen in 30 years.
Wow.
It was such a great environment for growth. And we all know that sometimes high school stinks.
Yeah.
But we had fun. We always had things to do.
For sure.
It was some of the best years of my life.
I wish we could go back and do it again sometimes.
Yeah, me too. We definitely had fun though.
We did have a lot of fun, for sure.
Well, and also like for me, I was the 4th child in my family to go to that high school. The 4th.
Yes.
And my parents, like, I remember them saying to me, well, what are you going to do in high school? And I was like, I think I'll join the band. And part of that was because nobody else in my family had done that. And I wanted to be able to do something.
Yeah.
That they weren't going to be like, oh, you're so-and-so's sister. And not that that's a negative thing, but I just wanted a little piece of that high school to be mine.
That makes sense.
And in the end, I think I chose the best option
of course,
as an activity than any of my siblings.
You know, the funny thing is my mom and dad actually went to that high school and graduated from, my dad was the first graduating class when they built the high school.
For real?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I didn't know that.
Yes. And my mom went to the same elementary school that my kids went to, which was also crazy.
I had no idea.
Yeah. She went to Smyrna Park Elementary.
See,
Isn't that wild?
That's so wild. And I don't think Smyrna Park Elementary has been renovated since.
I don't think it has either.
It's still just that tiny little brick building.
It is. Yeah.
Oh
Isn't
my
that
gosh,
crazy?
that's so funny.
Anyway, that's what happens when multiple generations grow up in the same town and don't move away.
Hey, besties, it's almost time for the 6th Annual Hype Girl International Women's Day celebration on Friday, March 6, 2026. So go online to iwd2026.eventbrite.com or onto our website at hypegirl.us for all of the details. We look forward to seeing you there.
as today, you evidenced when we were going down memories lanes, and my mom and dad were talking about shops that were there like in the 50s and 60s, and we're like, we've never heard of that. What are you talking about?
Right. But we knew what shop came after that.
We did.
Because we started in the 70s there.
Yes.
And I think that at times is a curse and a blessing. Like, I love the fact that you left. And
Thanks.
no. In the sense
Do you want to clarify that?
what I mean is that still to this day, I can't imagine going somewhere else and starting fresh. I say with Mark that when I retire,
Yes.
and I know my kids are good and everything is good,
Yes.
then I would like to go start somewhere new.
Yeah. It's quite an adventure. I never thought that I had it in me until I felt like, I don't want to say I didn't have a choice, but it felt like a God wink that we were meant to move here because my mom and dad had already moved down. And then the fact that Mike was offered a job promotion that just happened to be in the same place that they were at.
Thing.
And I think because they were here, it felt a little safer, like leaving the safety nest of Smyrna Park to come down here. It made it definitely an easier jump. But
they are still 45 minutes from you. It's not like you were in the same neighborhood or you still had to come as your own.
Yes.
Your little 4-pack came on down.
Yeah. Which I was very scared to move down here for sure. But then we got here and the adventure of it took over and it was really fun trying to try all the new restaurants and figure out, well, where's our grocery store or where do you go to get this or that? And that became really fun. And I also liked the idea, like you, that I was making my own identity because back at home, I was always Sandy and Debbie's daughter. Because like I said, so many of my generations of family had been there before me.
Everybody knew you.
I was just another Bernsey.
Right.
Down here, nobody knows who that was. They don't.
But now they know Stacey Lyon.
Yeah. I have like a whole identity separate from.
That you created.
Yeah.
Like you weren't told that you had to do any portion of that. Every area that you've participated in, you and or Mike made the decision to participate in.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like you could be whoever you want. Like, wait a minute, who am I?
Right.
Who do I want to be for the rest of my life?
And look what popped out.
Yeah. All this crazy.
I mean,
is here.
Yeah.
Look at it.
We have designer, Hype Girl starter, all of your philanthropy that you do. I just don't think any of that honestly would have been capable or available to become something if you and Mike didn't decide to bring the family on down.
No, I totally agree. I don't know that I ever would have had the courage to hang my own shingle if I had stayed. I think I would have been way too scared to be able to ever do that.
Right before you had told me that you were moving, you and I had started getting together for breakfast every other Saturday.
Okay.
And sometimes we would then go shopping. Sometimes it would be quick breakfast. You know, the kids have to do something or I was doing something. And I was like, oh, it was like on my calendar for every other Saturday. And then all of a sudden it was, she's moving. And I lost my breakfast date.
So sorry.
No, but
we'll have breakfast tomorrow.
But it's like now that I see, even when you come home and visit, it's so evident that this had to happen. And in that sense, I totally believe that it was a God thing. Said, come on, Stace.
Yeah.
I'll put it all together for you. You just get your little butt down here.
Absolutely. I totally believe that he brought me here for a reason. And like I said, I don't think I would have been able to do any of this back home. I love our community down here so much. And it's totally different than where we come from, which is big city, lots of people, metropolis, but it's not necessarily it never felt like a community that supported people. It always felt more like keeping up with the Joneses and competition.
Right.
Does that make sense? But down here, it's just the beautiful opposite where we have so many small entrepreneurs and business owners down here that really genuinely support one another and get that there's enough business for both of us and we can support and lift one another up.
And that is just so awesome. And it's so funny. You made a comment about the Joneses. I always say if I'm talking about somebody and they always start that statement with, I wish I had, I wish. And I'm like, stop competing with the Joneses. They actually kind of stink.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's so, and if that's not one of the biggest things I've learned as I've gotten older, is that, our lives are kind of pre-planned for us, or else we would always put them in a different way. But if we're always chasing, I'm not saying do better, work harder, none of that. But if you're always chasing what you see, you're going to forget what's right in front of you. And it was kind of like when we went and saw your mom and dad today. And I told Mark when we were outside, and because he wanted to know how my visit was, I just said to him, I said, Mr. Burns just looked at me and said, you look happy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I am happy. Life is not always easy, but I'm happy. And that's the thing. It's like sometimes I have to stop and just enjoy that circle that we had even today. And I was just so excited to see your mom and dad, as you know, but it took me back. And as I've told you, like, your parents' home was always a safe place for me, a place of comfort. Your dad was always funny with his silly little jokes. Your mom was always doing something. She was a busy woman. And, we always knew when we heard Stacey Lynn Ann that either it was time for dinner or we were in trouble. And that was it. And I just was like, yeah, I have so much to be thankful for. And I just think it's important. So shout out to your dad for that.
All over your face.
Well, I appreciate that.
Awesome to see.
Yeah, no, we're good.
It's been a couple hard years, so it's nice to see.
I always say this decade literally kicked my ass, and I've been slowly putting it back together.
Good.
So we'll get there.
Absolutely. We're not quitters.
Oh, God,
We're find a way, make a way kind of girls. And as we learned today, you can install a garbage disposal.
It's me, Mario.
And a slider door handle. So you know your shit. You know how to get it together.
Well, I'm good at that stuff. Yeah. I went over a couple months ago and fixed Kathy's refrigerator for her.
There you go.
See, why?
You're always my smartest friend.
No, it's not that. It's because I'm so cheap.
Mr. Scrooge, I presume.
But I don't want to call the repair guy.
I think you like the challenge.
You know that's exactly what it is.
Figuring it out.
Right. And when I figure it out, and I'll like tell my dad, little Mr. Fix It himself, and he'll be like, where did you learn that? And I always say, YouTube. It's amazing what you can find on that.
Yes.
And I had to show my dad what YouTube was. He had no idea. And he was like, I just have to type it in. I'm like, just type it in.
Type it in.
Yeah.
Well, your dad has that engineering brain, and I think you got some of that.
And it is. I don't like to see things broken.
Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah.
Okay. So we covered jobs. We covered the move. What are we talking about next? Now we're no longer cute little 16-year-olds. Now we're year-old ladies. And
so we look towards our future.
Yeah.
About us building our compound.
We're trying to work on you guys moving down here now. We're putting in a little pressure because the house next door is for sale. Reminder. So if you all want to come down here, that would be nice. But we are now entering into our next phase of life. Dare I say the M word? You know what I mean by that, ladies?
Oh, all there.
It could be a dirty 4-letter word, but it's a lot more letters than that. We're talking about the menopause.
So it's actually very funny because I always joke like I was a very late bloomer in my life.
Yes.
So all of my friends have already gone through this stage of their life that like I see. And a lot of times it's because not like you that are 1 year older. A lot of my friends are older than me, like 5, 6, 7, 10 years. So I have been entering that phase of my life. So then I have the coolest GYN. And I sent her an email before that said, hey, I'm going to meet with you. This is what's going on. And I gave her the list of every symptom I have had.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You kept a list.
Well, everything from the
Okay, Miss
obvious,
Medical.
the hot flashes, of course, the weight gain, the exhaustion, the waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. every night,
Insomnia.
insomnia. I have the
Memory
stupid
fog.
wet ears. I have wet ears.
Yes.
So I sent her this list and I said, hey, can we do my blood work before? So when I meet with you, it's productive. She's amazing. She sent the blood work. I go in. And then she walks in the door, gives me a big hug and says, in about 4 months, your husband will be buying me lunch. I am going to make you feel like $1 million.
Amazing.
And I was like, is it that easy? And she said, yes.
Really?
So it's a little gel and I rub it on my thigh. I rip open the packet. I rub it on my thigh in the morning. I alternate thighs every day.
Okay.
And at progesterone, I take at nighttime because it helps to make you sleepy.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Yeah. So in 3 months, we're going to check my levels. And do I feel like $1 million? And I've only been on it for a week. No. Do I notice a few things starting right off the bat, like my mood? Yes.
Is this radon?
No, it's Macmillan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the nurse practitioner.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I love her. And she helped deliver
She-
Jack. And
I was going to say she delivered our babies.
Yeah, she is just so cool.
So clearly I'm calling the doctor tomorrow.
And that was the biggest thing. I heard from somebody else, and I just started, as Jenny would say, went down the TikTok. And I was looking and I was reading, and I was like, okay, let me look. And I read some, obviously some scientific papers, and everything was pointing that HRT is not what it was for our grandmothers.
Okay. Yeah, there's some bad press out there from what it used to be.
Exactly. And here's the thing. There's nothing ugly about it. As our bodies break down, why would we encourage ourselves to fall apart if we can replace it in a safe way?
As long as it's safe. Yes.
As long as it's safe. So you, my dear, need to go see your lady friend.
Okay. Done. Last question. Have you seen, I think it's on Facebook and Instagram, the lady that started the We Do Not Care Club?
Yes. And I love her.
I feel like if we're going to have a conversation about menopause, we need to include her. I don't know her name. Do you know it?
No, I don't know her, but I follow her on Facebook.
So do I. Ladies, if you have not watched one of her We Do Not Care Club videos and you want a good chuckle, I highly encourage you to put that in the search bar and go check it out.
Well, and I also feel that anything, when I watch her reels and stuff, it's gone through my head too.
Yes.
Like the other day I saw her, she said,
hello and welcome to all new and existing members of the We Do Not Care Club. I started this club for all women going through menopause and postmenopause. We are putting the world on notice that we simply just do not care much anymore. Let's go ahead and get started with today's announcements. We do not care if we have a gym bag in our car with zero plans to go to the gym. We bought that bag from Marshall's. We thought it looked cute. We do not care if telling you I told you so offends you. You should have listened to us the first time. We do not care about your drama. Just deal with that shit or walk away. If you don't, we will. We do not care what the 20-year-old influencers are telling us to wear after 50. You have no idea what's coming, sugar. Sit down and be quiet. This concludes our announcements. Thank you.
and she had some crazy outfit on. And I just laughed and giggled. And I was like, I'm so proud of you. I couldn't do that. But I am so proud of you because you didn't care.
She cracks me up when she starts her video. She'll have on like one pair of reading glasses. And then by the end, she has like four. They're like on her head, on her shirt, on her nose. Like she just keeps adding reading glasses. And I'm like, I feel you.
Right?
Because I have to have the readers by the bed, the readers by the sofa, the readers in my office, in my purse, in my car. Like they're now strategically placed. Like I'm buying readers at Costco because I need
you buy
a
the
bulk,
6-pack.
I need a bulk pack to be able
That's
to
how I buy
strategically
mine.
place them around the house.
Yeah.
No one prepared us for this. For the bulk pack of readers at Costco. Nobody told me that was going to happen to me in my 50s.
I've had hearing aids since like 45, 46.
What?
Really? Is that from our marching band days? You think it blew out our eardrums?
No, they said I just I don't have good ears, but my mom struggles with hearing too. But
Yes.
I don't have the issue she has, but I can't hear.
What?
I can't hear really high and I can't hear really low. So if you're average, I'm good.
What?
If you have a deep voice, there's no chance.
No chance. And if you, I am so thankful I can't hear you. So let's get a little bit of HRT, maybe your hearing checked, maybe your eyes checked. And
You'd be a whole new person.
put a little bit of care.
Okay. Self-care. Duly noted. We're not going to unpack any more of those today, though, right?
No, we can't. I'm only here till tomorrow before we go back to Fripp's Island. So
I know. All right. Anything else you want to tell the ladies?
no, I just think that they are all amazing people. And whether it be the people that you have spoken to on your podcast with Jenny or people that you have spoken about or interactions, I just love the fact that your guys' goals is to do exactly that, is hype people up, and you're not pushing anybody down to try to raise somebody else up. Like you're raising people up while raising people up.
Absolutely. That's the dream and that's the plan, right?
Perfect.
So here's hoping we can do it. And now it's Jami time, right?
Definitely.
It's time to take this bra off.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ladies, thank you for being with us on a special episode with the OG bestie, Miss Lynn. And I hope that you tune in. I'm going to have another episode on Friday with other bestie. You know her as the Jenny King, and cannot wait to be in the studio with her on Friday. So hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll check you out on Friday.
Hey Hype Squad, it's Mel. Have an idea for an upcoming show topic? Want to ask a question or comment on something crazy my mom or Aunt Jenny have said? Or do you just want to learn more about upcoming events? Visit us at hypegirl.us.
What?